At last, I get on to the original fourth world in the game. Far Future was a world many people thought would never come after Popcap teased us with a fourth world for so long, but lo and behold, it came and it was a pretty enjoyable world to play. A few levels felt pretty repetitive, and at the time the zombies felt a tiny bit overpowered, but it had some high caliber plants. And now we're back to 7 plants, so let's not waste any more time. Ranked based on use in Homeworld, Otherworld, sunk cost and similar counterparts. Although, a quick new rule, plants showcased in the world that are not unlocked through regular gameplay are excluded from these lists, so you won't be seeing star fruit on here. At the back end of this list is the tile turnip. Obviously a very controversial ranking. I ranked this as the worst plant in the whole game a few years ago, and it was one of the major reasons the video was heavily criticised. But the increasing sun really undermines it for me, because I'm not that good at getting tons of sun and fat chance of getting a tile in every lane. It also annoys me that the cost addition isn't mentioned anywhere in the almanac. It does have some use, such as doubling damage of lobshot plant food and allowing the snapdragon's plant food to attack every lane rather than just 3 of them. But for the latter, there's no reason why you couldn't just use a cherry bomb along with 1 snapdragon. The plant upgrading system does improve the turnip for me, but not nearly enough to raise it on the ranking. 6 is the infinite. This low ranking may surprise a few because of how useful its plant food is. It can block zombies off from trampling flowers, protect many rows of endangered plants, guard your plants from fisherman zombie, and heavily stall gargantuas. However, the ordinary plant is not nearly as good. While its auto healing has upsides, such as not counting as a loss of a plant in don't lose more than X plants levels, and saving sun in scenarios such as last stand levels, the fact it's twice as weak as a regular walnut significantly weakens it, making it far less effective for protecting close range plants. While it does recharge quicker, the primer wall chart recharges even faster. That essentially makes this aspect of the infinite redundant. Also, this just may be me being stupid, but it's hard to see its projector once the nut has been eaten. You may wonder why planting a different plant on top of it, incorrectly assuming it's empty, won't work. Overall, it's just a decent plant, not good, just decent, but it's drastically helped by its great plant food power. In 5th place is the magnifying glass. This one is also a tester for sun farmers, but even with just 50 sun you can deliver a relatively big blow, and at level 1, 4 shots will kill most of the Far Future machines, and a few more and you can knock down a gargantua. It's not a good choice as a primary offensive plant though, as you can waste sun by using it on weak zombies. Instead, it should be a supporting plant, an automatic one. Another issue is the shots can really go to waste on zombies with block shots, such as the excavator zombie, and it's not that useful on ones with blocks like the arcade zombie, as well as levels with graves. It's also really poor to use in Dark Ages, as sun is obtained much less frequently. On the flip side, it is a great idea to use this plant in Arthur's Challenge, as it can kill Jessers in 1 shot, and sun is generally easier to get due to plant food carrying over. 4th spot goes to the EM Peach. Talk about a plant I severely underestimated at first. I wasn't impressed with the idea of a stun plant that only works on machines, but then I realised you could use it on all lanes at once. And many of the machines are very dense, so it's useful to stall them, especially for mecha football zombies and gargantuas, which you can't stall with defensive plants. Even for weaker machines like bug bots it's useful, especially in bot swarms. But although what keeps it from going any higher up is that it's rarely useful in other worlds due to lack of machines, but it can be used on treasure yetis, still mad about them removing the yeti spotted levels, so it's a big assist in killing them as it prevents them from escaping. 3 is the heavy artillery plant, the punishing citron. It's most frequently compared to the coconut cannon due to their similar damage and reload rate. The citron is cheaper, recharges faster, and has arguably the better plant food, but coconut cannon delivers splash damage, and its manual fire is a huge advantage as it allows you to control fire, preventing wasted shots. Unfortunately, its plant food is less advantageous than when it was first released, and a few years after that, due to it being nerfed so it can't one-shot gargantuas. Regardless of being weak to the coconut cannon, it's great for taking out machines that the cannon may struggle with, due to reloading faster, so it may be the preferable plant in its own world. Just missing the top spot is the blover. A very essential plant in the Far Future in order to get rid of bot swarms and jetpack zombies, especially when the discotrons are present. It also helps a lot in pirate seas, basically putting the kernel pole out of a job. It's also dirt cheap and recharges extremely quickly. In fact, it's so powerful, it's often banned from Arena as well as a few Far Future expansion levels. It's significantly better than the Hurricane for these reasons, even if that plant is great against fire zombies and can push any zombie back. Despite being an essential plant in the far future from piracies, it doesn't top this list due to minimal use in other worlds such as Ancient Egypt and Neil Mixotor, which barely have any airborne zombies. Also, it could have topped if its combination with Spring Bean still existed, but they patched that. Topping my list is the Laser Bean. Yet another case of the first plant unlocked in the world being the best one. This is like an upgrade over the Bloomerang. Piercing through every zombie on the screen, it's a great counter to bot swarm, shield zombies and many more in its homeworld, and it's very useful in the rest of them for many situations. It also has one of the best plant food effects in the game, acting as a stand-in jalapeno. It's one of my most used plants in arena mode, and if you have a boost in the Zen Garden, zombies don't stand a chance. The only real downside of this plant is its sunk cost, which can make it difficult to set up in the early stages of a level, but try pairing it with an Infinite or EM Peach and you should be fine. One of the best primary weapons the game has to offer, and the best far future obtained plant in my opinion. That's my list. Check out more videos in the end screen that's just following up. Like the video and sub if you're new. I'm GMBS, thank you for watching.